and I guess we'll get started here. Hit the start button, we're all coined up, and we'll start, I guess, in 3, 2, 1, go. This is a light gun game, point the gun at the screen and shoot. You have 3 levels: Haunted House, Rickety Town, Freak Show. Is there any sound? I had a whole intro spiel, that's fine. CarnEvil, horror game, very popular in the arcades. It's also got really unfair difficulty. And, it's all good. So, where do I begin with this game? So, I picked Rickety Town as the first stage, for reasons that will become apparent later in the level. But yeah, this is a very gory game. This was made by the same people who did Mortal Kombat, so it's perfectly up their alley. And you'll notice that the environments of this game are pre-rendered. There is no interactivity with the actual environments, it's just the 3D character models. The arcade cabinet, this used shotguns, so you would pump the trigger, or use the pump to reload. I don't have a pump on my gun, so I'm using a button on the side to simulate that. This is a GunCon 2 modded. In case my initial commentary got interrupted, I'm using a gun for IR, which is an IR-based gun system. Yeah, the amazing Big Bunyan Ride song. There's different power-ups that you can collect. There's a few that are fairly useless, but machine gun, you're going to be seeing machine gun the most. Because it's a pretty powerful weapon against bosses, but we'll see how it goes. Got the acid bath. You can adjust the gore in the settings, but I have everything maxed out. And most of the enemies in this game really aren't too threatening, like these dinosaur guys. They barely spawn, you're just kind of waiting for them to appear. But most enemies die in one shot, some take multiple hits, not too bad. The real problem with this game are the bosses, which we'll get to soon. But until then, we'll just ride the dino whirl. It's a health item here, but I'm already at max. Now for the food court. Didn't get the machine gun, but we don't need it. That's fine. Shoot the... Oh yeah, you can pogo. You can pogo that freaking pizza. So food items and projectiles, you can actually shoot back and forth like this. Well, not really. I didn't do it there. Pizza! You actually score extra points for doing that. Burrito! Holy shit. Oh, excuse me. So this is like the one game I can think of where you can actually pogo a burrito back and forth. Drumstick! It's a very obscure CarnEvil scoring tech. Alright, this is where I picked this level first. It would probably go wrong. So this section here is absolutely brutal. We'll see. Watch this. Kill this guy. Welcome to CarnEvil. So that is a bug. To my knowledge, it is impossible to avoid damage there, and that is what killed 1cc attempts. If you play Haunted House or Rickety Town, the other 2 stages before this, you are guaranteed to die on that area, because there's only one health item in this stage, and you lose like half your life. Although I'm playing on the easier player health to mitigate that, but still, it's a terrible bug. That's kind of the first half of the difficulty for this game in terms of 1cc'ing, but the rest of it is boss-based. Anyway, we're back on the sleigh ride coaster. Alright, here's the run killer that may happen. This is complete RNG, so this is against my control. This is the boss, and he sucks. I'm gonna head start shooting him. He's probably gonna attack. Yep, can't do anything about that. Nope. Probably gonna die here. That's fine. Oh, wow. Wow, okay. The run is still alive. Okay, so that is Krampus. I'm gonna shoot him in the crotch there. Krampus is a terrible boss and demonstrates this game's biggest problem. The main reason why CarnEvil is so unfair is because of how bosses behave. Also, I'm gonna pick, what do I pick next? I typically do Haunted House next because there's 3 health items. So when you shoot bosses enough, with Krampus shooting his chest, shooting his legs, you can stun them. It pauses their attack animation. But once they regain control after being stunned, they will continue their attack animation on the exact same frame it left off on that was paused. And you get hit. That is the #1 reason why this game is so unfair. It's a bug that permeates throughout the game, and it's brutal. But we'll keep going. So this is the Haunted House. So this is... We're definitely in Halloween territory here. Lots of season-appropriate enemies. We got bats, we got spiders. We've got a ride vehicle on fire. It's themed after one of those old dark rides. This game has really great personality and detail to it in these environments. You can even see Rickety Town in the background. Also, this girl pops up. If you shoot her, you lose health. She is, wanna watch out for her. And there she is. She somehow made it back in. Alright, another tough boss. This is Hambone. Kind of a reference to slasher villains, I guess. You can stun him by shooting his chain gun arm, like that. He's not too bad, but it seems like he almost always will hit you when the fight starts, but you can shoot his chain gun arm and stop him. Here's a shotgun. And I'm actually going to get rid of the shotgun here. Be a bit careful here. Save the girl. There's another random RNG damage that I probably get hit by. I have no idea what hit me, but again, that is CarnEvil. That is the name of this game. You got some spiders too. So yeah, we got the full Halloween lineup here. Yeah, these guys only take two shots to die. Health. And then this power-up right here is actually kind of important. I'll talk about it shortly. Let me focus here. So you can kind of get a pattern down and shoot all these hands. This power-up, for the rest of your credit, will increase the number of shots in your shotgun. So you want to pick it up in this stage, and if you can survive on 1 credit long enough with these settings, you can keep this power-up for the rest of the game. So you got more shots in your shotgun, which can be helpful for later bosses. Hambone the Revenge. Unfortunately, he didn't get any revenge, and he's out of the picture. He changes his weapon there. Instead of a chain gun, he shoots skulls, and those are projectiles you can stop. But they also have a nasty habit of hitting you off-screen, which really sucks. Off-screen damage is very common in this game. Really cool details here in the kitchen here. The guy getting his head chopped off. There's so many details in this game that you just miss so much, but it's really cool. I gotta save the girl again. So my history with this game, I actually used to own this cabinet from a local mall arcade and they'd sold it for like a few $100, so I picked it up and played it a lot, and I've come to learn just how unfair this game is over time. But I do have nostalgia playing this. So we're gonna kill the spider, and then this this machine gun. I mentioned before, this machine gun's kind of a relevant power-up. I'm saving this for the boss, so I'm actually tapping my gunfire very particular. Oh, that was a miss. I want to save this for the boss, if possible. See how it goes. And pick up a health. And I'm actually going to be strategic and wait here. This is an auto-scroller. If you don't do anything here, you'll move on. I could shoot these guys and the screen will go faster, but I waste ammo. So I'm gonna wait, because I want to save as much ammo as possible for the boss at this stage. So this is actually a strat. I stress that. All right, and the boss is very difficult. We'll see how it goes. Evil Marie. So Evil Marie just used the machine gun. Try to get as much damage as possible, but it's going to be really hard, really close. Alright, that's Evil Marie. She will probably hit you with one energy bullet. It's very much guaranteed. A pretty grisly death scene, which you can... and then she vanishes. The weak point of Evil Marie is the scar on her neck. So you saw what I did there using the machine gun, and it just inflicted a ton of damage on her. Also, saving some energy with my trigger finger. Alright, now for the freak show. Fun fact, if you pull the trigger in this loading screen, the spotlight on Umlaut, the flying jester skull, change colors. Really subtle detail, but it's kind of cool. Alright, now for the freak show, which is probably the most disturbing of all the levels in this game, honestly. That was a bit too close. These enemies are a bit of a pain to shoot. There's a flamethrower. It's a bad weapon. Don't pick it up. Wouldn't recommend it. Health. And these guys just sound like Goofy. Blackjack guys. The gore in this game is fantastic. I mean, look at that image. Imagine going into an arcade with your children and just seeing that. This game really doesn't pull any punches with the gore. I think it came out around the time the Columbine shooting happened, and the development team was sort of like hamstrung with like, what do we do? Are we even gonna make this game? It was pretty controversial. Speaking of controversial, the boss at this stage. Let me get to it. Maggots. So this game was never ported, it was stuck in arcades, but it has a really interesting development story, with inspiration taken from stuff like Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas and some other films and pop culture. There's interviews online with the developers for this game. I honestly think it's a lot more interesting and fun to look at those videos than play the game itself. But it's a fascinating little game that a lot of people fondly remember, but it's stuck in the arcades. There's Trog, that's a reference to a Midway game, which I've never played. So here, let's see how this works. We jump up, machine gun, and I get the frame-perfect shot to kill the monkey that's about to hit me on the right. Makes total sense. And kill monkeys, tapping gunfire because I'm saving it for the boss. We'll see how it goes. Another monkey. And these will not attack you. So I just let him go. Alright, let's see how this boss goes now. Oh god. That did not go well. I'm gonna get hit. You can beat him without taking damage, so that was a little bit disappointing, but the machine gun did a lot of damage on him. You want to shoot his eyes out. It's the weak point for Cyclops. And there's probably another crappy flamethrower. You don't want to bother with that. And this is where the game gets kind of messed up. Yeah, the gore in this game is just through the roof. This game came out in Halloween 1998, and I think it came out around the time House of the Dead 2 was released. So, I think also, maybe Time Crisis 2? Pick up the flamethrower just to show it here. More nasty, enemies. That maggot, you have to shoot on the top of the screen to hit it. They're turning everyone into porridge. What could this be possibly for? Alright, we'll keep going. Exit here. Machine gun? Alright, and again, I'm gonna keep the machine gun because I'll need it for the boss. Alright, and the boss of this stage is quite a trip. Alright. Alright, so this boss actually you can censor. You can turn it into a teddy bear if you go in the operator's menu. He may attack me here. The whole goal with Junior is to try to bloody as much of his body as possible. There's health here, I gotta go for it. There's the health. That is unavoidable damage. There is nothing you can do there. Sometimes it misses and doesn't hit you for unknown reasons, but most of the time it does. So we're just gonna quickly fire here. And this last phase, he can actually attack you whenever he wants to, so I could take damage for no reason there. But you notice a trend throughout the game here, just unfair damage. There we go. That should be it. Alright, and that's Junior down. So we played through Haunted House, Rickety Town, and Freak Show. So if you played through all 3 stages, you get to the final stage. It's probably my favorite of them. Get ready.
You've made it to our main attraction, the 3-ring circus in the big top tent. We hope.
And unfortunately, I can't see chat here, so I can't follow along with the discussion. All right. Anyway, big top. So lots of clowns. So if you don't like clowns, I think you'll like this game because you can just shoot them like crazy. So plenty of them here. Machine gun. These mines will not hurt you, so they'll kind of just be miming around. You can shoot them for extra points because it's funny. There's lots of great animations when you kill them. Again, the personality of this game, in spite of its unfair difficulty, I think is what makes CarnEvil stand out. Even after all these years, there's still something really remarkable about what Jack Hagar and the rest of the Midway team did. It's not a perfect game, but something special. And then Mexican bat flying things. This part's kind of weird. This part sucks. I got through it okay. And I love the detail here, dog poop on the ground. It actually took quite a few years for me to notice that. Funny little detail. The Cujo looking things. Goodbye. There's a glitch where you can kill that guy and he's just floating midair. You kill him very early when he's coming down the ladder. I get rid of the machine gun. Health. And music changes and we're on the trapeze. Some more flying enemies mostly. And like all the enemies have, most of the enemies in this game have like dialogue when they attack you. Like it's really cool details like that, which you usually miss when you're playing the game. So we're gonna go over here. So, a lot of these light gun games, people kind of ask how to get good at them. A lot of it is memorization. This is a very memorization-heavy game. I've been playing this for years, and even though like it doesn't always treat me the best every time I play it, I've been more familiar with it. What also helps in favor of this game is that CarnEvil, with the exception of choosing levels, is a very linear game. It's when you get the titles like House of the Dead, which we'll get to soon, in which you actually have decisions to make with the branching paths you take. And so there's a bit more complexity with the strategy approaching it. And plot twist, they need your brain to put it in a giant ape. So we got clown doctors. Another funny detail here, the chalkboard, it's really hard to see, but it says umlaut, which is the Juster skull. It says umlaut is a kiss ass. Alright. Alright, and this mysterious person has captured us, so I wonder what he has to say. And we'll see how this final boss goes.
Welcome aboard. From this study, I have observed your every move, but you do not obey. Prepare to die.
Token Taker. What a name. And there he goes. Now we gotta fight Umlaut. So I'm not gonna be talking too much during this. There's Umlaut. I kinda don't care if I'm getting shot by a Token Taker because the most dangerous enemies are the skeletons. So try to take those out. Make them clip through the wall. Probably gonna get shot here, which is typical. Get the health, which is more of a priority. And I'm keeping Token Takers stunned here. I'll shoot you with the blunderbuss, and once again, with bosses, you stun them, and they get out of their stun animation, they'll continue the attack animation where it left off, so you don't want to have them break out of it. This part's really hard. We'll see how this goes. Okay. This part also kind of sucks. He throws his own head at you. This part... Okay, I didn't get him there. It is possible, if you're fast enough, you can shoot him and stop him from hitting you. Alright, then he knocks you down. He'll probably shoot me again here. And we're gonna get to the final phase of this fight very soon, which is just absolutely unfair. Also, he's reached the lowest point of his health in which it can go down, because I've shot him fast enough. This part is unfair, and I could die immediately. Okay. The cheap skeleton that pops up. Yeah, this part sucks. Okay. Ah! Oh, I was so close. No! I was so close to the end! Oh, man. That was a solid run otherwise, but you see, you get bad RNG in this game, you die. So that almost was a 1cc. That's still a really, really good run, though. That's still really, really good. Because most of these runs tend to end on Rickety Town, so... That was still really good. I'm actually proud of that run. The fireworks phase from Token Taker is really nasty, and... Oh yeah, the ending of the game. Oh no! We're stuck playing CarnEvil for the rest of our lives. There is no special ending to this game if you clear it in 1 credit. They didn't think that far ahead. Oh, man, that was so close. And the last cool thing about this game too, the credits are nothing special, but when you enter your name, you actually get to kind of sign your name, like autograph it in blood, which is pretty cool. It's flashing, the screen goes white because this is where like it would use a CRT. But yeah, that's CarnEvil. I think you can just skip it there. Yeah, that's it right there. That's CarnEvil. Pretty unfair game. I hope my run demonstrated that, but it was still a pretty fun, solid run otherwise. So, yeah, nothing special about the credits. That's it for CarnEvil, and I guess I'll be up next with House of the Dead 2. So that should be a fun one.